They got railroaded. A lot of people think they got railroaded.
So, Barbara McQuade, we see now a pattern, of course, from President Trump that he's inclined to use the pardon or commutation powers for those who have been supportive and helpful to him. That includes former Congressman Michael Grimm here in New York. And now we have this moment in your home state in Michigan where these men were threatened to tie up, kidnap the governor of Michigan, the sitting governor. And Trump is now suggesting that people on both sides of the aisle, I think we can cast some doubt on that, are suggesting that this was unfair and this was a miscarriage of justice, akin to, someone said to me yesterday, some of the January 6th rioters who, again, also were committing acts of violence in Trump's name. What is your reaction to him floating this possibility to using his powers to help those who are convicted of trying to kidnap the governor of the state of Michigan?
Yeah, I think it's an appalling effort to normalize political violence. Some things to know about that comment. Number one, he said he watched the trial. He most certainly didn't watch the trial because federal court trials are not televised. So perhaps he watched some coverage of the trial. Some additional facts, he said that they said some stupid things. Maybe so. But in addition, there was evidence presented in that case that they created a fake shoot house, that they trained on extricating the governor from her shoot house and separating her from her security detail. And they surveilled the underside of a bridge that connects her home with the police department in an effort to avoid capture. So those additional facts were not known. The other thing that I think is important to remember here is the reason, the motive that these men had that was presented at trial was that they wanted to retaliate against her for her COVID shutdown orders. During that time, you may recall, Governor Whitmer was in a very public feud with President Trump, who posted online, "Liberate Michigan." And so these men, like those January 6 defendants, were acting in support of Donald Trump's political cause. And so the idea that they would be pardoned or have their sentences commuted really is apart with the January 6 defendants and seems like another effort to normalize political violence so long as you are on the side of President Trump.
And again, with one of the few Democratic leaders who has stood beside President Trump at public ceremonies, certainly would be, again, not only disturbing for legal reasons, but for political reasons, very curious.
Former U.S. Attorney Barbara McQuade, thank you very much. By the way, the paperback edition of her book, Attack from Within, is out next week, and she'll be back with us to talk about that. Thank you, Barbara. And NBC's Tom Winter, thank you for your reporting this morning.